So the subject for today will be hardware hacking a light for a cupboard that comes on and off by itself when the cupboard door is open and closed. So here's just a look of some of my tools. This is just my portable toolkit that I had set up with my own tools that I use, and just doing some kitchen table work here. So got this light here on a little clamp goes on here. So what I have here is it's a dollar store light, one of those lights that you push on and off. And what I plan on doing, it takes three AAA batteries. What I plan on doing is just taking this apart. Comes apart very easily, and it's just a reflector. Got the three LEDs, and you have a switch, and that switch is activated by the clear plastic dome on the light. So what I plan on doing is bypassing this switch here with these alarm contacts. So you have a magnet, and then you have the I guess it's a reed switch, and so you have normally closed, normally open, and common. So what I do is it would be normally open, and then when the door opens, the contact closes, so for the switch. So it's very simple. I have some telephone wire, some 2 pair, so I'll just use some telephone wire and solder it into where the switch is, these contacts here, and then mount it on the inside of the cupboard, and so I won't have to reach into the dark cupboard and push this light here on and off manually. It just automatically work. I know there's things at the dollar store, I think, or other specialty stores where they have these kind of lights already with these contacts for a door, but I just figured I have this one already, and I have these contacts that I'm not using for anything else, so it's pretty easy. And then just simple just desoldering the switch, or I could even maybe short past the switch. I'll probably just desolder the switch and then put wires in place of the contacts for the switch. So that's what I'm up to right now, and I may show some progress later on in the next segment. That's it. So I have the helping hands here. I'm using one of those fume extractors. This one's a commercially made one. It's a Weller. Also have a Weller soldering station by Ungar 921ZX, and variable. Works pretty nice. I'm using a chisel tip, a small chisel tip, and got some double pair telephone wire that I'll use to go to the contact switches. So this is what the inside of it looks like. It's pretty simple. What I'll do is I'll just take this board out and desolder the switch, and then solder 2 wires from the telephone cable into it, and then just run a short length of this telephone cable to the switch contacts for the cupboard door. And I'm using this is for pots. It's silicone. It's a silicone mat, and works really well for soldering because it's resistant to heat. So if you put a soldering iron down onto it, it's not going to burn. And the molten solder that drips off, it'll just just stay on this, and it won't burn anything. So that's what I'm doing right now. So this is the bottom of the board, the little PC board that comes in the light with the switch and the LEDs. I just wanted to make sure which was the proper switch contacts. So I got the multimeter out and just trying here. The camera's not focusing. Anyway, slow to focus. Okay. So looks like these contacts here, these pins here. I had four pins on the push on push off switch, but each side is common, so basically it's just one. It's just an on off switch anyway. So what I'll do is I could do two things. I could actually solder a wire into this so I don't have to disturb that switch, or I could completely desolder that switch and just solder the wires in there. I think what I'll do is I'll just desolder the switch and solder the wires in there. It makes it a little easier, and you can put the wires from the twin pair telephone wire right through those wires and then solder it onto the pad, so makes it easier. So I'll do it that way. So here is the completed project, and what I did was I just disassembled this dollar store LED light. Took I desoldered the switch, push button switch, out of this light, and in place of that push button switch, I just wired in two wires in this telephone cord, and as you see, it's on now, and I'll just show you how it works. This is a magnet for this alarm magnet switch. So when the doors comes together, it's off. When the door is open, the switch turns on. So as it turned out, I had to use common and normally closed for my contacts for my particular switch, and so it works fine that way. And I'll show you a little bit later how it looks inside the actual cupboard. So I'll show you the finished installation. Here it is there on the top. It's that dollar store LED light that I modified to work with these alarm door contacts, and so works good. I have this one here. It's not focusing very well, but anyway, I pre-drilled this. This is MDF, I think, here. So I pre-drilled it and the holes, and then just put in the screws with the impact driver. And you could have just used a regular screwdriver, but I had it here, so I'll use that. And I'll just show you, just to verify that it actually does shut off. Might be able to get it here. It comes closer. There it is. So it is working. And I got a few more cupboards that I'll do of this too, because it's pretty dark. and it's a cheap solution. And the way it's set up here, I have Velcro tape mounting it to the top like this. Batteries are inside it. They're AAA batteries, and this just rotates to stay on like that, and that's it. So that's the completed modification of these dollar store LED lights for the cupboard.